here. Today, we're gonna learn a song called Three Jolly Rouges. And we're gonna talk a little bit more about tension-free playing technique. We've been learning how to play piano in a tension-free manner. Remember? Ghost hands? We've learned how to play with different hands and fingers. And we've learned how to sit with good posture. We've learned how to play with different dynamics like piano, soft, or forte, loud. We've learned how to use different articulations like legato, smoothly, or staccato, short and bouncy. We've learned how to roll chords using a gentle rolling motion like turning a doorknob or a princess wave. We've learned how to cross one hand over the other so gracefully, and we've learned how to use the sustain pedal with our foot. We use all of these techniques to play the piano accurately and expressively. And we want to continue to do so in a manner that is free of tension. When we play in a tension-free manner, gravity helps us. We can use the weight of our shoulders, our arms, our hands, and our fingers to fall on the keys. We don't want to press, push, or bang on the keys because that produces tension and it produces a harsher tone. The falling action can be used to produce a beautiful ringing tone. The falling action allows us to play louder and faster without injuring ourselves. We're going to learn a technique called drop, roll, and lift. This technique lets us play in a tension-free manner while we control the dynamics and articulation while we play. Drop means to drop our hands onto the keys. We let our hands fall on the keys. We let gravity bring the weight of our hands down on the keys. We don't need to push, press, or bang on the keys. We can practice the drop away from the piano in the following ways. Number one, we're going to stand and hold out our arms and have our hands like ghost hands, remember? And then we're just going to let them fall to our sides. Okay, just let gravity do its thing. So arms out, ghost hands, and then just let them fall to your sides. Two, we're going to hold our hands out while we're sitting, and we're going to have ghost hands, right? And then you're just going to let your arms fall down into your lap. See? Ghost hands. And then just release. Okay, number three. You can either walk or you can stand in place and twist your hips and just leave your arms loose and let them do whatever they're going to do. They've got a mind of their own. Okay, at the piano keyboard, practice the drop by holding our hands and arms above the keyboard, but not too high, and then releasing and letting them fall to the keyboard and landing on our fingers to make a chord. You can practice landing on all the fingers together. And then you could try 3 fingers. Maybe 2 fingers, and then maybe just 1 finger. There you go. Okay, now let's talk about the roll. So we're going to use the strength of our fingers combined with our wrists to roll upward after we drop or fall onto a piano key. Okay, so we're going to roll upward while another finger can play a second key. And we can practice this technique on our laps or on a tabletop. Okay? You're going to drop, then roll upward almost as if bouncing up. We could try it here on a piano keyboard. So we're going to drop and then roll up. And it's almost like you're going to bounce your fingers off of the key. All right, right, now I'm going to try it. I'm going to play the E and C with my 1 and 3 fingers, and then as I bounce up, I'm going to play the D as well. Let's try it. So I'm going to drop down, right? But now I'm going to play this D while I bounce up. Kind of cool, right? So if I were going to roll, I could just leave my finger on the key, right? Okay, now lift is similar to roll, but as you roll upward and play the second key, lift your hand completely off the keys. If I were going to roll, I could just leave my finger on the key, right? But for lift, we're going to come all the way off. If I were going to roll, I could just leave my finger on the key, right? But for lift, we're going to come all the way off. Remember, use that gravity. Gravity is our friend. It's going to help us to play free of tension. And we're going to use this technique in our next song. Practice these techniques both away from the piano and on the piano keyboard. As you improve your technique, you will be able to drop, roll, and lift playing 3 keys with this action. Let's learn Three Jolly Rouges. Three Jolly Rouges is an English folk song about 3 roguish chaps who could not sing. But really, everyone can sing. All right, Three Jolly Rouges uses notes of the G major scale. We'll be in the key of G major. Let's practice our G major scale. So remember, there's 1 sharp, it's F sharp. So G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, F sharp, E, D, C, B, A, G. Excellent. Okay, so time signature is 4/4, meaning we have 4 beats per measure, and the quarter note gets the beat, okay? We do have a quarter note pickup, so that's going to be beat 4 before we go into the next measure. Let's take a peek. I see some 8th notes, so that means that we're going to subdivide, right? And then, ooh, what's this? See the triple beam there? That means this is going to be triplets. So if we look at this triplet, we'll see that it has a quarter note and an 8th note. So a quarter note is just 2 8th notes, right? So this is going to be 1 and all together on the quarter note, and then the 8th note is So we have 1 and 1 and I also see fermatas, okay? I kind of see them everywhere here. Let's see. Ooh, and some more. Okay, so when we play the song, we're going to play those fermatas. But when we practice counting, I'm just going to go ahead and leave them out so it'll be easier to count. All right, so first we're going to count the song, and then we're going to come back and talk about drop, roll, and lift. All right, we're going to count the right hand. I'll count 1 and 2 and 3 and then we'll come in on 4, okay? And then we'll go through. So I'm going to subdivide however it comes into my head. You can subdivide however it comes into your head. Just remember, we're going to have to subdivide in duples and then in triples, okay? So let's see how it goes. I'll give you 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 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 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 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 and. Very good, everyone. All right, now we're gonna count and point for the left hand. I'll go ahead and count 4 for you, and then we'll come in on 1. Ready? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Ooh, that was even easier. All right, so for this song, you are going to figure out how to play and count this song. So first do the right hand, then do your left hand, and then put your 2 hands together. What I will do is give you some tips, and while we go through those, I'll talk about drop, roll, and lift. Okay, so starting in the right hand, we start with our 1 finger on the D, and then it just goes up to 3 finger. That's easy enough. Okay, that's all pretty natural. 3, 4, 2, and back to 3. Okay, now, after the rest, we're going to jump up to our 1 finger. Okay, so it's a similar pattern, but it's a little bit different. So it's 1, 3, 3, 4, and then see how this was 2 eighth notes and a quarter? It switched to a quarter and 2 eighth notes, so don't get tricked. All right, now here, remember we have the triplet, so that's 2 and a. So 2 and a 3, right? 2 and a 3. Ooh, it sounds kind of majestic, like we're announcing the king coming, right? So we're going to count 1, you can say 1 and a, 1 and a, 2 and a, 3 and a, right? Just remember, we're going back to duple here. Okay, so here it says we're going to drop, lift, and drop. Let me show you what that looks like. So we're going to let gravity drop our hand down, right? Right? And then a little lift, and then drop again. So drop, lift, drop. Okay, and same with our left hand. We're going to drop, we're going to let gravity drop our hand, lift, drop. As with all new technique that we're learning, we're going to practice it slowly and then increase our speed after we get the hang of it. Then we have drop, roll, and drop again, right? So we're going to drop, roll, and then drop onto that one. Let gravity take care of it for you. So drop, roll, drop. Okay, we're not pressing down. We're just letting gravity let our hand drop. So drop, roll, drop. Okay, practice it slowly, and then you can go faster after you get the hang of it. Okay, so after the drop here, keep going, and we see the fermatas, right? Now, it's in both hands, so you can hold that as long as you feel like it sounds good, but then lift both hands at the same time, okay? Then we have a rest here, 8th note. I'm going to go ahead and play that 4-2, and then play 4 again there on that A. And then we'll be back down to 3, 1 and 3. And now, just slide your 1 finger down and you have 1 and 2, right? Okay, another fermata. You're going to play these 2 hands together for the same length of time and then release. And then play 1 on that bottom note. There you go. So 1, 2, 3, little stretch from 2 to 3, and then up to 4. Okay, now I'm going to come back down to 2 here, and then to 3. Okay, now it says 1 here, so we're going to jump our hand up to the 1 on the B. So I have 1, 2, and then for F sharp and G, I'll play 4 and 5. Now you can play whatever you want, whatever's most comfortable for you. You could play 1, 2, you could play 3 and 4 if you want, or you could play 4 and 5. Okay? All right, this is another place where we're going to drop, roll, and lift. Okay? So we're going to drop, roll, and lift. So drop, roll, lift. Drop, roll, lift. Drop, roll, lift. Keep practicing until that feels comfortable. You're going to drop, right? No tension. Drop, roll, lift. Okay, moving on. We're going to play, let's see. We've seen this already, right? So I'm going to play 1, 3 again. 4. So the rhythm is a little bit different, but it's the same fingerings. 1, 3, 3, 4, 2, 3. And then I'm going to jump my finger up to 1 here again. And then this is the same as we played before. It has the drop, roll, and lift, right? So we're going to drop, roll, lift. Drop, roll, lift. Okay? So you can play it in time, of course, but you can practice it slowly. Drop, roll, lift. Drop, roll, lift. Here we have another drop, roll, drop. So we're going to drop, roll, drop. Drop, roll, drop. Okay, so you can keep practicing. You can exaggerate it at first. Okay, but eventually it's just going to be more natural. Once we get past our drop, roll, drop, okay, then we're going to keep going. 3, 4. Now here, you can pick your fingering. You could do 1 and 2, and then go to 1 and 4 maybe, okay? 1 and 2, and then, 1 and 2, and then 1 and 4, okay? Or you could go 1 and 3 to 1 and 4. Let's see if that works. Okay. Or if you have a smaller hand, you could also go to 1 and 3 and then 1 and 5. So it's totally up to you, whatever feels most comfortable, and then you might want to jot it down so that you remember. Then this next section has another drop roll, and it looks just like another section we saw, right? Just like that one, and it has the same chord here. Oh, it doesn't say drop here, but we're still going to do the drop, roll, drop. So it's drop, roll, drop. Drop, roll, drop. Okay? Okay, that's good. So drop, and then we still have the 4 and 2 here. And then the same fingerings, we're going to do 4, 3, 3, 1, 3, slide down to 1, 2. Okay, pretty much everything is looking the same here. Let's keep going. 1, 2, little stretch on the 3, 4, 2. Okay, and now it's a little bit different. So you could play 3 here and 1. That's kind of a big stretch. So you can also play 1 and 5, or whatever's most comfortable for you. But I'll play 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'll play 3, 1, 1 and 5. Okay? Then I'll jump my hand up to 1, 2, and then you could play 4 finger or 5 finger, whatever's most comfortable for you. Okay? So you have 1, 3, and remember it's the drop, roll, and lift. So it's the drop, roll, and lift. Drop, roll, and lift. Drop, roll, and lift. Except instead of having both notes, you're just going to have the G sharp. Okay, now there are a couple of places in this song. So for here, for example, where we did the drop, roll, lift. Okay, it sounds kind of funny there. And then here, we're going to see the same kind of thing. And then here as well. Okay. Maybe it doesn't sound quite right. This is a joke because we're talking about these 3 chaps that don't sing very well. So this note might be a little out of tune, or maybe even the wrong note because they're not singing very well. Ha ha ha. Okay, let's take a look at that left hand. we're going to start with our 5 finger on the G and just 5, 3, 1. That's easy enough. And then little stretch down to that D. Okay, good. Then we're going to stretch back up. 3, 2, 1. Cross that 3rd finger over. 2, 1. Okay, so pretty much just straight through. 3, 2. Okay, now we're going to play that bottom note with our 5 finger and then jump our entire hand up to this chord, right? And this is perfect because now we can let our hand drop, right? Drop. So it's a drop, drop, lift, drop, right? All right, so it's going to be different feeling in your left hand, so practice that in your left hand too. So drop, 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 and then you can practice the drop, oops, drop, lift, drop, drop, lift, drop. Ooh, okay, that's fun. Let's keep going. We have another 5, 3, 1. Make sure you lift that at the same time as your right hand. Then you're going to jump up to the E, 5, 3, 1 again. Okay, good. Now we have 2, let's say 4, 1, 5, good. And then you can play this with your 1 or your 2 finger, whatever's easy for you. And then jump up. Now, what is this note? That's a B sharp, right? B sharp. This is B. That's B sharp, right? Looks like a C. So we're going to play B sharp, and then we'll play D sharp, and then that G sharp, right? And this is also a drop, roll, lift. Drop, roll, lift. Drop, roll, lift. Okay. And then remember how we talked about that little joke about these fellas not singing very well? It's B sharp and B natural. Ooh, right? And then D with the D sharp. Okay. And then F sharp and G with the G sharp. Oops. You're hearing that right, folks. These gentlemen maybe don't sing very, very well. So a little joke there. Let's keep going. Then we have, let's see here. I'll play 1 and 3. And then you're going to stretch. So probably I'll play 1 and 4. And then 1 and 4 again. Okay? And then from here you can go to 1 and 2. So 1, 3, 1 and 4, 1 and 4, 1 and 2. Okay? Then jump on down to the 1 there. I'll do 1 and 4. Okay? Remember, this is a drop, roll, and lift. So a drop, roll, lift. Drop, roll, lift. Drop, roll, lift. Okay? So practice that. Then we're going to go up here. Okay, so moving on here, we're going to play, now you can play any number of fingerings here, right? So I could start with 5 and 3, go to 1 and 3, maybe go to 1 and 2, come to 2 and 4, and then 1 and 2. Okay, that's one option. Okay, that's one option. Or I could play 5 and 3 and then just move my fingers around, right? Just do 1 and 3 for all of them till I get here. So you're going to experiment until that feels comfortable for you. I think I like that one. But once you decide what you like, you can just jot it in next to your notes so that you can remind yourself how you like playing it until it becomes something you memorize. Okay, then here we're going to go to our 2 finger. What's that? That's an E sharp. So that's E. That's E sharp, right? So it's part of that ongoing joke we have there. E sharp to F sharp, and then down to B, okay? This is also a drop and roll, so drop and roll. So if it's easier, you can just play the drop, roll, and then drop, so you can get the hang of it. Oops. But eventually it's gonna get more natural. So I'm not pressing down, I'm not making this key happen. I'm just going to let my hand fall on that key. Let gravity bring your hand down there, okay? Okay, good. Don't forget your rest. Come over here. We're at 5, 3, 1 again. And then remember to lift at the same time as the right hand. We got to rest up to 5, 3, 1 again. together, and then you have 2. So this is just like up here, right? So 2, 4, 1, 5, and then you can kind of do what you think is right, but I'm gonna do 1, and then 2, 1, 5. Okay, so from here, 2, 4, 1, 5. I'll go to 1 because I gotta stretch. 2, 1, 5. And this is a drop, roll, lift as well. So drop, roll, lift. All right, so learn the right hand, learn the left hand, count and subdivide while you learn them, then put the 2 hands together, then learn the lyrics and sing it while you play, then learn the solfege and sing that while you play. And for this song, don't be afraid to get a little dramatic and play up the bad singing if you want to, just for funsies. So today we learned 3 Jolly Rouges! And we got to practice our drop, roll, and lift technique. Remember, we always want to play tension-free. So practice all your songs, sing while you play, and memorize everything. Prestissima out!